Hockey with an Accent is presented by Molson.
The Canadiens, one win away to go to the conference finals. They win a big game, 6-3 against the Buffalo Sabres in Buffalo. Mo, you got something to say?
Wait a minute. Why you make me want to shout. Everybody say shout. Come on, baby, now shout. Come on, Peter, let's do some shouting. We're going. Yeah. Game 7. No. Game 6 in Montreal.
Yeah.
I love it.
On Saturday night. Welcome to Hockey with an Accent. Obviously, Big Mo is a happy camper right now. He called it. He called for the big win today. What a big win it was. I mean, the top line, they had lots of points. Slav 3 assists, Suzuki 3 points. Caulfield actually gets a point 5-on-5, which is huge. We almost thought we were pulling the goalie at one time. There was a look. Marty St. Louis looked at Letowski. There was a look. But anyways, we'll crack everything down. Everybody on the chat, come on in. Tonight's guest, we got another special guest. My God, 1986 Stanley Cup champion. First round, 5th overall. Winner of the gold medal at the Olympics in '98. I'm thrilled because, I mean, I grew up watching these guys. Petr Svoboda, welcome to Hockey with an Accent. Glad to have you with us.
It's a great pleasure to be here with you boys, and I never knew Sergio can sing like this. It's amazing, man.
You never, all the years you guys kind of went out and about, you never heard it. He could, he could sing.
Yeah, but you know, in the '80s, when you went out, you hardly remember what happened the day before. So you know what I mean. So it's the first time in a long time, and it's nice to hear Mo singing like this.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Peter.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah,
Always,
I mean,
always.
you guys are celebrating 40 years of the '86 Cup. You guys have a big party this summer.
That's right.
At the golf course, so it'll be good to see everybody. We've had a few of your teammates on in the last few weeks to help us out, while Max and Pascal are just working the TV stuff. So we'll crack down this game, like Mo, like this game. It started off like it was tough. Like Dobesh, 3 goals, 4 shots. And there was a look. Marty St. Louis, the look. Are we doing this? Are we pulling him? They didn't. They stuck with him, and the team came back. And what a game they had after that.
Yeah, I mean, the first 10 minutes, Buffalo came out hard. We saw that. And what a crazy start to this game. I mean, it ended up being 3-2. Goals were going in right after the whistle. Canadians come back. Then Buffalo score. And, you know, some plays off some deflections off the skate. But at 3-2, I said, as long as it stays 3-2, get out of this period. I think we can hang in there. And Dobic kind of found his game after that, obviously. And Buffalo came out hard again in the second period. Again, the first 10 minutes. Montreal was kind of like watching a bit. And then once they tied it up, it totally changed. They just took over the game, and then they went from there, and here we are. So we'll talk a lot about those moments and the key goals and the key times and the key saves by Dobic to keep Buffalo at 3, and it didn't move from there. And then the Canadians took over from that.
Yeah, just get out of that period. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Peter, like, what'd you see? What caught your eye out there?
Well, I was fairly scared the first 10 minutes in the second period where Buffalo was really bringing it on, and it shows you if the goalie keeps you in. The 3 saves were crucial. And basically what happened after they scored a goal, Canadians tied the game, they just took over, which was great.
Yeah, and you've been watching all the games, like you know what's happening. Actually, you were an agent too. I mean, we'll crack down your whole career. I mean, an amazing career, that's for sure.
I appreciate that.
But it was some crazy times because the Canadians were down at one end. Like at one point, they weren't playing hockey anymore. And I know we have a segment, Bet365. We'll do down later down. But you've been calling these games right. You've been telling us, like, you've got the score down also, right? Like, you knew they were going to win again tonight.
Well, friend of mine, I hit the last 3 or 4 games right on the nose. He called me and he thinks I've got the crystal ball at my house because I was just even calling the scores. You know what I mean? Today I called that they're going to win in the overtime.
Yeah.
And thank God it finished the way it did. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. So let's talk about Dobesh. Let's talk about that call. Like, Dobesh, you know, some goals they deflected, but it's 3 goals on 4 shots.
The last one between the legs, that was the one that was kind of weak, yeah.
You gave her a look, eh? The look. Sometimes you get the look at the bar, but this time it was the look at the coach. Is like, what do you do? Like,
the coach were like, okay, well, we're gonna have to wait for me. It was like nothing was happening unless another one went in.
Yeah.
To kind of change, if it got to 4-2, to kind of slow the game down, change the complexion. They tried to do it with Buffalo. They changed their goalie.
Yes.
But you're down to. I don't think that, that really made.
But
a
it's
difference.
how the goals went in, type of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And since it's a rookie goaltender on both two goaltenders, like, what do you do? Are you like kind of afraid like to throw Fowler in there, like? Right out of the blue when he's not expected to play?
Well, we've seen it. Marty was looking. I don't think even he was not sure what he should do at the time because it's a very big decision. But thank God that he stuck around with him and it just turned out.
Yeah, it was crazy. So then I know in the second, like I think that turning point for Dobesh was when Thompson went in on that breakaway. And he made that huge save, and I think that settled everybody down. And then that breakaway, all right, he's back. And I think it gave the guys the confidence to really get back into this game. Because before that, it was a tale of 2 periods, even the first half of the period. And I know we watched the game together, and you said the first half of the second period, it was the same thing. It was all Buffalo, right?
Oh, yeah, the first 10 minutes in the second period, they did not look good. Our guys looked flat for a while, and it was really one-sided for about the first 10 minutes. And look what happens. You know, the momentum in playoff hockey is incredible. When one big stop, one shot on the net, and everything changes. So
tell us about like the mindset, because you said it's all in the mind. Like, it's all in the player's mind. Like, you can't have like 2 different teams out there, and just that little thing, like what goes through a mindset for a team to gel and do so well on the second half of the period?
Well, the mental aspect of hockey is crucial. Like, people don't, when you watch the game, you know, from high above, it looks easy, but the confidence in the players, like you've seen what happened with Caulfield when he scored his first goal 2 days ago. All of a sudden, you see the confidence growing immediately, and same thing was going to happen with Dandenault. He had a great hockey game today. I was so happy for him to get the goal, and who knows what's going to happen from now on. So
the whole province is happy. Everybody's happy. He finally gets that first goal, Mo. Like, you could tell, like, something was happening. Like, he was the best player out there.
He was feeling it tonight. He was dangling. He was getting shots. He was getting chances. He wanted the puck. And, man, he was snake bitten, right? There was a few saves on him that tried to, deflect one or redirect one in between the legs. And looking at him, made the save there, and you're thinking, wow, it's not going to happen. But he gets another chance. It just trickles along the line, and then Evans shoves it in. And then all of a sudden, that game started to change, right? But that Thompson going down, Dobesh makes that save. Yeah. If not, it's 4-2.
Yeah.
And it's a different game there. And it's just the saves at the key moments. That's what it's impressive. And I know we're talking about Dandenault, but Dobesh didn't have a great first period in his mind, and obviously would have liked to have 1 goal, maybe 2 in his head, the way he's been playing. Stick with him, obviously. And then makes those key stops. I'm not letting anything else going in the net and allow my team to come back, and that's exactly what they did. And Dandenault was on fire, and then his first goal, the goal that he scored was great. Just that curl drag, get it to the middle of the the slot area and just rip it, and then which is great because Caulfield gets going. You mentioned he scores 5-on-5, and it's a great pass by Suzuki there, and then Dandenault who's been wanting to score, snake bitten, had some tough games, but best player out there tonight, I find, for the Habs, just the way he was playing. And then, if this kid gets going too, then you got another offensive weapon, right? So all these little things, there's different players, different games, We saw other games, the fourth line, another game that was Balduc and Doc or whatever it might be. So that's the team. That's the way it goes in the playoffs. It's not always the same guys. Likely the top players are always you make the difference, but the power play tonight.
Yes.
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
And they scored that fifth goal.
1 for 7 last game, and it cost them, right?
Yeah, and they less penalties today, but they made it happen. And they made it count.
Head tilt,
Oh, yeah, there was one today.
Yeah.
But that was our guy.
Yeah. That's okay. No, Doan also. When he
it was Doan. It was
Doan.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad we have Petr here because Petr, you were an agent for how many years?
I would say close to 15 years.
15 years. So let's say you have a Demidov that hasn't scored in 16 playoff games, and he's a young guy, but it's demanding. How do you go about it to tell your client, Demidov, like to walk him through and talk to him? What would you say to a guy like that it's still struggling to find that first goal in the playoffs?
Well, I'm sure that he's getting a lot of great advice from Marty, but then eventually the guys, they go home and they need to talk to somebody, right? So if you have some kind of experience that you can give your player, usually it's a cliche, but you need to just make sure that he's responsible defensively, which he is, and keep going into the areas where you can have the chance to score. And when you watch his game, the last 3-4 games, he was all over the net, you know what I mean? So it was just a matter of time, and it was so nice to see him today. He almost scored when after the rebound when Evans, I believe, scored a goal, and then he buried one. So I believe that this kid's future is incredible, and sometimes we all need bit of luck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and he got it tonight, so I think it's just going to continue. So what my suggestion would always be, stay with it and make sure that you do the right things for the team.
Yeah. You were an agent for, just name a few players there. Jaromir Jagr.
He goes, name a few players. He goes, Jaromir Jagr.
It was not easy, man. Let me tell you this. That was money well earned.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like a paradise when you have a client like this, but and all joking aside, great guy, I love him, but a bit complex, you know?
Yeah, there was some
there was some stories,
issues.
you know what I mean? Yeah, but let's not talk about it because we can talk about my problem, but not his, you know what I mean?
I get it. Robert Lang, that actually I played with the Canadian. Great guy, great centerman, that's for sure. So then after that was enough. The agent for that many years.
Well, to
down.
be honest, I studied with. I was lucky because I got as soon as I finished, I got a lot of great clients. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So then eventually, after 10 or 14 years, the game started change. It's changed. Like the mentality of the players. It's a different era.
Yeah.
And it was a bit more demanding because you had to, as an agent, tell them a lot of times things they don't want to. That were
they don't want to hear sometimes.
They don't want to hear.
Yes.
And the competition and the agent business got into such a level where a lot of people were keep telling them what the players wanted to hear, and that was not fitting for me.
Yeah.
And I also been on it for many years, so it was, and I've had the opportunity to have a team in Switzerland and be part of the ownership group, and plus the arena and everything else. I enjoyed it better, so I let it go and I just enjoy something else.
Now you're living life. Way to go.
Well, but it takes time. Living life.
Where are you spending your summers again this summer?
I forgot.
Good answer. Yeah. Sounds like French.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, people on the chat. People are excited, Mo. Yeah, lots of excited people. Yeah. Let's move to our segment, our Aces of the Night. People on the chat, I want to know who your ace is tonight. We'll start with Sergio. Who's your ace of the night? Just one ace.
No.
The other game, you pulled 3 at the same time. That's in the rule book. It's gone.
Sergio does that all the time.
Yeah, he changes the rule. He bends everything.
He loves everybody,
Yeah, well, the whole line played well the last time, right? I think I went with the Balduc line.
Yeah.
But hey, tonight, because you had first pick, or did we give it to Petr?
We gave it to Petr.
There's so many good players,
yes.
right, at the end of it. But listen, I like the ones you have, but Slavkovsky was one of them that we picked, and 3 assists, and was involved in on the goals. And
no back passes.
Yes,
no breaking the stick.
No,
today.
yeah. Hold on a sec. So if he made another back pass in the middle of the ice there, back or along the blue line, this stick was going to break in half. But good on him. I think he might have heard that he listened to the show that I was going to lose it on the back pass. But he was, again, a big part of this team. And, they score 5-on-5, and they score on the power play. And with a big body, the way he skates, man, just, get involved and get the puck to those guys. And I thought that he was one of the aces for sure. So the big players showed up at the right time, and he definitely was one of them.
Yeah, that whole line, like that was, I think the 5-on-5, like the fact that Slav and Caulfield did not have an even strength point so far in this series.
Yes.
I mean, that was huge. Like, yeah, I mean, you're almost at the end of the second round and still your top line isn't clicking. But tonight, I mean, they pulled through. It's like everything just kind of meshed in tonight. Like they scored right away. Yeah. Demigod scores also. So I think it's good stuff for the Montreal Canadiens. But Slav was, 3 points, obviously. That's huge. Let's go to Peter. Who is your ace? You like this kid. You love this kid.
I love this guy. I mean, he's fantastic. Lane Hudson. There's not much you can say about him that he's incredible. And first and foremost, we know he's a great playmaker. He's got a great vision. He's got a lot, basically the full package. But what I love about him the most is the passion, the way he plays. He never gives up. And if you watch the whole year, he's basically had maybe 1 or 2 average games. The rest is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Even in the second period, when the whole team struggled, he still makes plays. He's calm, collective. So, like, for me, he was the game changer again today. So
yeah. And I just want to say something about when Petr came over.
Yes.
Okay. He played. I think you
remember the people. Like he came over. Like you defected.
You came over at 18. Was it 18?
Yeah, 17 something, and you helped me out a lot, Sergio. Remember what?
Well, I helped you out to get off of Crescent Street as a kid. I know.
Oh, you didn't.
No, I said,
yeah, that's true.
But you played 1,000 games, so you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
You were having a good time. I mean, you got over here. You're playing for the Canadiens, and then you were playing with Larry at the beginning, and so he reminds me a lot because when those European players came over, you could see how much they had skill and skating, and stick handling. That, we were catching up to that kind of game. We had our more north-south type of game, get the line, chip it in, and play that way, and then they were more where they would come back, handle the puck, D, and then move up again, and that was something that I noticed that he was not a big guy. He came, what were you, like 160 pounds or something like that? And we played in the Adams division, and it was hard. It was tough. Small rinks, Boston, Buffalo, and he would get run over, and he would get back up. He would get back up, though. And you're like, how long is this guy going to last? Because you know what? They always said, Hudson, how is he going to last this long?
That's so true.
Last this long. Oh, he can't play that way the whole year. Impossible. But then he wins, Rookie of the Year, and then he's great again this year. So I know that Petr was a style of defenseman that complemented Larry or playing with the bigger guy, and he was that type of player that would be good offensively. And, so when you look at the D that we had, and we had Rick Green here the other day, and obviously Larry, Ludwig, and then Chelios was part of it. Tom Curvers, rest his soul, who passed away, who was a good friend of ours, which is very sad. Yeah. But Mike Lawler was one of them. Yeah. We had the mix of skill and grinders, whatever. But Petr was one of those guys that played that European style in the North American game at the time, which wasn't easy. To come over and do that, and he played over 1,000 games. So, and we saw your stats as you got into the midway through your career, you were getting more and more penalty minutes. You were like, they were like 150. Like he became like a goon. Like, wow, I didn't want to go in the corner against this guy. What happened?
Well, when you play a lot of games, you get grumpy. You know what I mean? And I get
was there like
so many
something
times
going
that
on
I had
there?
to give some back. You know what I mean? Eventually, you have to fight back. No matter.
You have to
stand up
fight
for
back.
yourself,
Yes,
right?
you did.
You had to. You know what I mean? I mean, it's always That's the way it is. You know, the 80s and 90s, and
Take no
especially-
shit, man.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, you're right. Good for you.
Yeah.
But how was it like the defecting, like everything, leaving the family behind? I mean, back then you didn't really hear about it, and
You know,
it
it's
must
a
have
good
been
question.
tough.
Like I was very young, right? So I was coming from very close knit family, and that fear that I will never see them again was really tough. But at the same time, when you're young at that age and you go after your dream, you living in the moment quite a bit. You know what I mean? So that helped out. And then, as I said to
Serge, you living at Serge's house? Did you live at Serge Savard's house?
I lived at Serge Savard's house for about a month and a half.
Okay.
And then I
Try to
was.
help you
Then
out.
they put me in the family, Wilson family in Outremont. They
Okay.
had 3 boys the same age, so they helped me tremendously. But the biggest help, honestly, was the team. You know, like in the summertime, Sergio, Stéphane Richet, Claude Lemieux, and all those guys, we trained together, and they really look after me. But so I was not joking when I thank Sergio for all the help, especially the first 3-4 months before you readjust. You know what I mean? And then when I walked into the dressing room, and you have guys like Larry Robinson, Bob Gainey, and all these guys, they were just tremendous. You know what I mean? So I was very, very lucky.
I think that's one of the things we talked about. The team that I played for, that we can't mention the city.
Yeah.
But it starts with a D.
It starts
Yeah.
with a D. But it's just like that dressing room when you have all these special players, and then I was a wide-eyed rookie too, and even with the alumni, you know, with Gordie Howe and Ted Lindsay that
Yeah.
are still around the team.
Yeah.
I mean, you just fall in place, and then you're like, and they make you feel welcome, and that's the thing. And they're very humble. We talked about that, right?
100%.
Like, very
And
humble,
that
helps
was my
out with the
biggest
transition.
eye opener. How humble they all were. You know what I mean? And they just, if you were slacking in any of those characteristics, you were out. You know what I mean? So it was fantastic. And like it was same here, Jean Beliveau, all these guys, they were around the dressing room most of the time. So we had a lot of great mentors.
Okay. People on the chat are saying we miss Momesso's. We miss the restaurant. Did he ever take you to Momesso, the
Oh,
restaurant?
100%.
Yeah.
I made them many times, but I could have afforded it at the time because I was like 155 pounds. So I was
Yeah, we were
putting the
trying
sausages
to
in my
gain
hockey
you
pants.
some weight there.
100%.
You came to my house,
Yeah.
my parents' house, but I got some stories. I used to get the key from my dad
Oh, God.
sometimes when we'd be downtown, and then I said, just give me the key, and then, you know, just in case the guys were hungry after
Is
we go out.
that
there.
at 2 in the morning or just after
bit
the
later.
game?
Yeah, whatever. After, whenever it was.
Yeah, a bit later.
It's no big deal. We wanted to go over there to continue having a few drinks and getting something to eat. So we'd be there. We cooking on the grill, and then the next day I give the keys back to my dad, and he's like, I went in the morning. The place was a mess. There was a hole in the bathroom. What did you guys do there? I said, I don't know. It was somebody must have did something wrong. And then I had these guys come over to the house one time in NDG to my parents, and they all went downstairs with my dad in the basement. My dad used to make homemade wine.
Oh,
and
God.
I'd be upstairs and my mom was cooking for everybody. And it was Nylan was there and Chelly was there. Peter was there. I don't know, it was 5-6 guys. And then it was like 15, 20 minutes later, I look at my mom, I go, I better go check on the guys downstairs with my dad because that homemade wine's pretty strong. Let me tell you, the boys are down there and I'm like, what are you guys doing? You better get up here. And you know, strong homemade wine. We had, like I said, we had a great bond, right? And it was all family, and it was good. Like it was really good. So being around everyone, like Chelly's dad used to come in from Chicago,
San Diego, Chicago,
or wherever, and so like the parents were coming, and it was a great group.
I got to
we all
meet,
grew up together.
well, obviously I played with Chelly, and then he had the Chelly's bar.
Chelly's Chili or whatever.
Yeah. No,
right,
it was good. He had some good stuff. Met the parents and stuff.
Yeah.
That's Chelly. That's a whole nother show.
Please, let's not start there.
Let's not go there.
No, people
All right.
are like, yes, please tell us. But anyway, yes.
Yes.
Another show.
No, yeah. Well, we can talk about Chelly a bit later. Let's move on to Dandy's ace because I see a lot of people on the chat. They obviously. Demidov.
Yeah.
Demidov is my ace. As many people, I saw some Suzuki, some Andersons out there. Keep on bringing the people on the chat. But Demidov, I mean, he was magical, relentless. he was awesome out there,
Yeah.
and you knew it was about to click. It was about to happen, and you saw the smile on his face. You saw the smile on his
Relief.
teammates'
It
face.
was
The relief.
yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that was huge for him, but I thought he was the best Canadian out there.
Yep.
And, I mean, the passing, like, he had some good passing with
Mm.
Evans. Like, he had some really good shots, like grade A chances.
Some
and
good
he's-
looks, yeah, really
some
good looks.
really good looks.
Yeah.
But he stuck with it and finally gets that goal. Like, how big is it to score finally your first,
In the playoffs.
playoff goal?
Yeah, for him, yeah, and he's still young, right? But if you're not getting chances, then it's like, oh, it's hard, right? There's nothing going on. But when you see the chances that he got and then finally it goes in, great for him. It's just like when people wanted Suzuki to start scoring, right? Everybody wants the best players to start. The fans, they get a little bit nervous. What's wrong? What's wrong? And he's always getting asked the questions. And then finally, like, you see him going a little bit more, right? He scored 3 games
He's
in a row.
gonna sleep good tonight.
So now
Yeah.
the kid is scoring. He's happy. He played his best game. There's no question about it. And that's just another weapon that they have offensively, which is great.
That was our aces tonight. I see. Oh, somebody said a sleeper ace was Philippe Dandenault again.
Yeah, I think he had 2 assists tonight.
Yeah, he had 2 assists plus 1, and 78% on face-off.
Yeah,
Like
he's been
Petr,
fantastic.
Like 56% again, but he's fantastic.
Wow,
How
78.
big is it to start with the puck? I mean, like
It's
6 out of
huge.
10 times.
Well, yeah, especially in the playoffs, it's the value is incredible. And since the playoffs started, he's been fantastic for the Canadians. You know what I mean? The aspect of the he calms the things down. And the crucial minutes, you can rely on him. So he's been good for him. It's great for the guys.
Yeah, it was like when they made the trade, I understood the trade, obviously, because there was so many injuries, and
Yeah.
he needed that left-handed, reliable guy. But at the same time, I mean, he was struggling in LA. Didn't have big time, right?
Yeah.
So you bring him back, but now when everybody was back, like towards the end of the season, we weren't sure if he was going to be a healthy scratch at one time.
Right.
But he always pulled through, and I think he had a goal and assist one of the last games. But he's been massive minutes and some big, the face-off that he's been huge, and he's been a big key for the Canadian success, especially when the first line wasn't clicking, even the second line wasn't clicking, Mo.
Yeah, and then when you get the lead, he's a guy he's there to protect the lead, right? Win those draws, kill penalties. And, again, Buffalo struggled on the power play. So, definitely these veteran guys that they know what they need to do. It's not about how many minutes you get, but what you do with the minutes. And obviously with Anderson, they've been a good duo, and Anderson was good again as well. So the
Yeah,
whole
but
line
it
was
shows
good.
you also, guys, that like in Florida, anybody who come into their team last 2 years went from being struggling in the other teams to be on top of his game. And when you look at everything else that the way it developed here in Montreal, everybody who comes in starts taking off. If we talk about Texier, about Carrier, all those guys, they're playing up to their potential, which means that the coaching staff and the management does a great job. And the guys, they like each other in the room. You know what I mean? It's a huge power in the playoff time.
Yeah, no, it's huge. And I remember we got, Larry Murphy at the trade deadline. He was booed in Toronto.
Yeah.
Comes in, plays with
Amazing.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah.
Actually.
You know what? When you come to a good team,
Yeah.
you don't have to do
But
too
he played
much.
with you, don't know? Sorry, Sergio.
Larry Murphy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He played with me.
No, but it's good. You make a good point. What are you doing?
I'm-
What
I'm-
are you going to take out?
Fishing for something.
What are you looking for?
I forgot to wear it, but since Peter's there and you just reminded
Oh,
me.
God.
I can't
You wanna
get-
start
Oh,
it,
the
eh?
Stanley Cup ring
Yeah, but I can't
against
open
Philly,
this
huh?
Goddamn pocket. No, I'll get it later. I was gonna get the '97 one.
Yeah, exactly.
We played you guys.
What, you
in
got
the
them all in
finals.
your pocket? You got
I
the
know.
93? You got 3 of them?
I got
Congratulations.
98. That's the year after. I don't know. My pocket is. ruined.
Couldn't happen to the better guy, though, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, since I've really
should
met
have been my
today,
agent.
but F off, man. You know.
Because we did play Peter in the finals. He was playing in Philly while I was in that city that we can't name. But yeah, like Scotty Bowman brought in guys that were, towards the end of their career. I know it's younger in Montreal, but he was able to get the right guys, and he knew to put him exactly where. Like, he was so good at knowing what he was missing, the key ingredients to get to that winning team, and knowing the personalities would actually mesh well in our dressing room. And we did, obviously, we did well. But that was a hell of a series, because I know we won in 4, but you guys had the Legion of Doom with Lindros, Leclerc, and Renberg.
We've talked about it, and I just stop it right there. Congratulations one more time, It's a sore spot, man.
Peter was hurt. He was hurt.
Yeah,
that was the reason.
Tell us the story, because you played that one game and then you broke your foot. Tell us the story about Clarkie.
Well, Kozlov just shot the puck in. I tried to turn around to get the icing, and he hit me right on my toe. So I knew there was something wrong. So I finished my third period without really taking my skater off. And as soon as I took it off, I knew I was in trouble. So the next morning I wake up, Bobby Clark calls me and he goes, "Come in, we're going to go to see the doctor together." So I said, okay. So, but I'm trying to put a shoe on, impossible. So I knew I was done for a year. But until we really got the x-ray, Bobby Clark was telling me, "Don't worry about it. I've got this case for you. You're going to play in the microns, the plastic skates and everything else." And when we look at the x-rays, he's talking to the doctor and he says, "You can put pin in there and he can play, right?" And the doctor says, I will try that, but probably not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was horrible. When you work so hard to get in the finals and you get injured in the first game, it sucks.
Yeah, absolutely sucks. So, but I'm still going to pull out that ring, because
I know.
Pulled it out. This is
It's
the
beautiful.
97.
Yeah.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you for the Zoom. Okay, so now the Canadians, are they going to win it at home type of thing? What is the flight like tonight? Because we're going to talk about, I want that story about your flights. I know you talked about Treetop Airlines last show.
Yeah.
But the Canadians, that's a big boost. The Canadians, are they overconfident? Because sometimes when they feel too good, like Game 4, they thought, they should have won the game. It was a bad bounce off the ricochet in the corner, whatever it was. But now, a big win like that, to come back that way, Dobesh stopped everything. That flight going home right now, how are they feeling on the flight?
It's a great flight, because they came back after they lost, which was disappointing, that they had to go back 2-2 instead of up 3-1. But I think, we've always talked about how this team is learning, right? They had to learn to go to Tampa for Game 7. They lost the Game 6. Vasilevsky played out of his mind. But, then they pulled through there, because Dobic was great in Game 7, as we know. So you win against Tampa, and then you get into the next series. They didn't start very well. They just thought they'd just get into the next series, and a little bit of a hangover from Game 7. Then they got back into it. Last game, there was some things where they kind of, it was a bad bounce, obviously, that made it 2-2. What I'm trying to say is you got to learn, now you got to put them away in Game 6. You can't fool around and try to go back to Game 7. Finish it off here now, and that's it. It's great you come home. I love the atmosphere. Everyone loves it. But they've only won 2 games at home in these 2 rounds.
Good point.
So we got to win at home. You're winning again on the road. They won 3 in Tampa and 2 in Buffalo. But they got to finish it off here in Game 6, which means not the first part of the game again. At the last game at home, they were giving up 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s. They wanted to score right away. I know you have the energy, right? You come out, the crowd is there. You want to get that 2-0 lead right off the bat. But if it doesn't happen, you can't just forget about playing defense. So I think sometimes it might take longer for the game to open up and for them to get their goals, but you still got to play smart. And I think they got to do that from the start. The start. They can't wait. Tonight, they were on their heels again at the beginning.
Buffalo keeps scoring first early in the game.
Yes. So,
it's always tough,
So
right?
this is important for them to, we learn now. Did we learn not to just show up and whatever, that let the other team come to us? Let's go after them, but not just giving up chances all the way. So I think that's something that they're going to talk about for sure.
Talk to us.
And I said in 6. Did I say too much?
Yeah, no.
What?
Because we're talking about the flight back.
Oh.
Talk about Treetop Airlines, because we talked about it, and Peter was talking. The guy's smoking a bit on the flight, right?
This was in '84.
This is '84.
The year before I got there.
Okay.
We were talking about the '84. So on the way to the game, we used to fly in the small charters, like not
Air
not
Ontario. We used to call it
players I
Scare
used to
Ontario.
know, very small ones.
Treetop
What's the name
Airlines.
of the airline?
Scare Ontario. Air Ontario is called.
So it was about 26-seater. So on the way to the game, only one guy was smoking, was Guy Lafleur. And if we play well and we won, on the way back with a few beers, most of the team was smoking, even the non-smokers. So just try to figure out the logic. And you're flying for an hour and a half to 2 hours in the 24-seater, and pretty much everyone was having a dart. So, yeah, it was pretty nasty.
I think they changed the rule next
They
year.
changed the rules because of that thing. Yeah.
I wasn't on those flights. I got in the year after.
Yeah.
Thank God.
But what a big difference too, like, you know, going out after the games, like people smoked in the bars, smoked inside, and you get home and then you
Yeah, that's the way it was. I mean, you were allowed to
disgusting,
smoke on the planes, and
Yeah.
you were allowed to smoke. So it was just a different time. People
But
are
on
like
the flight,
today
you
going,
cannot put a window down. You know what I mean?
No,
But
you
that's the
can't.
worst thing about it. Yeah. It's just in you.
That's disgusting. Simon, bring up that stats that you just showed me, because game 6 will be the first Saturday game. And who is Mr. Saturday
That's
this
right,
year?
Mr. Saturday
Cole
night.
Caulfield, 22 of his 51 goals scored on a Saturday. He scored 3 games in a row. Is it going to be 4?
even with those skates, he changed his skates.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Some guy mentioned about the skates. They were showing it on TV tonight.
Yeah.
And it's the old 8 o'clock game.
The 8 o'clock game. You
That's what
guys
we used to
played
play at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock game.
8
How was
o'clock.
that?
It was just the way it was. It was Saturday night. Hockey in Montreal. It was 8 o'clock across Canada.
Yeah.
It was the game to watch.
Yeah.
It was great.
So you think Caulfield is now he's going to tear havoc out there and he's going to score another
He
goal?
looks it. He looks it. He looks it.
He's
So
got it in
that's
his
good.
eyes.
Yeah.
You see him jump on that Suzuki goal there, like he jumped like 3 feet in the air.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
Good for him.
that
So
was great.
hopefully, so game 6 is at 8 o'clock, just like way back when. It'll be coast to coast to coast, wherever it was. People on the chat, I can't mention Detroit because I mentioned too many times. Like they're like, why can't he talk about Detroit? Yeah, that's why. I said it too many times
it
earlier in the
started- it
podcast,
started
and it was
in
bugging the
March.
other two guys,
It
Maxime and
started in March.
Pascal.
How many times did you bring your rings here? Is that the first time or is that
You
second
know,
time?
No, you-
85% of the time, I bring my rings all the time. So,
Peter, you missed it. He brings flags.
yeah,
He brings
I bring
autograph
props.
photos.
I got a great prop for you. I'm waiting for the guys to come back, but I will have a great prop for you,
Okay.
just for you, Sergio.
That's what he does.
Yes, this is
Excellent.
what
He's
I do.
entertaining.
We gotta entertain ourselves.
Entertaining.
Okay, now it's time for our most Canadian player of the game. Molson, the official beer of the Montreal Canadiens, proud partner and fan. Everyone in. And for those of you, like, he has to be a Canadian player. And tonight, we all agreed we picked Nick Suzuki, the captain. Goal, 2 assists, Sergio. Nick was awesome.
Yeah, he was. I mean, look at the pass he made to Caulfield on that 5-on-5. There's a turnover. Slavkovsky gets it over. Suzuki right away, he hits Caulfield right on the side of the net for that goal. I mean, we know how patient he is and how smart he is with the puck and that pass. And then he scores that goal, on the power play, and that gives him that was a 2-goal lead at
You
the
said
time.
that was the dagger. We needed that. You needed that goal because that was on that power play.
4-3. That's right. We get a power play, and let's put this team away now. And I think they finally, after they tied the game, they started to get that killer instinct back in their game, and they were dominating the play. It's amazing how that one goal just changed everything, right,
God,
Peter?
yeah.
Then they started to skate. They had the puck all the time, and now it was Buffalo in their own end, going, where do I go? And they play man on man too. And so bad penalty by Thompson, right? And he's taken a couple. Frustrated,
threw out the
didn't score on that
outsiders,
play where he had the breakaway. Dobich makes a save, and he takes a bad penalty. I think it was on Evans, and that cost him possibly to come back in the game. And after that, Montreal went up, and Buffalo went down.
Isn't that karma in a way? Because Evans wanted to have that penalty on him the last game.
Yep.
He was complaining the high stick.
Exactly.
And he finally gets it, scores a goal.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big momentum change. Speaking of momentum, like the scoring, like Buffalo scores and the Montreal Canadiens score like 9 seconds later. I think it was Texier. I think the guy on TV said Carrier wanted to make that pass. I don't agree with that one because it deflected off his
That'd
skate.
be a hell of a good pass.
But let's talk about how does it feel like in an opposition team? Like when you score and then the other team scores right away, like the momentum is so important in the playoffs.
Oh, it's huge. Like, I mean, you saw it in the second period when it was totally one-sided the first 10 minutes, and the boys score, and the game totally changed. So, but you know, when the goals, when you get score after your own team scores, the momentum doesn't switch that much. You know what I mean? So. They both teams are really talented, and Buffalo plays high risk hockey. You know what I mean? So it's not easy.
Yeah. So Nick Suzuki, awesome again. I think the whole first line, I think that was huge. I mean, they needed to carry that team eventually, because if the Canadians are to move on, we're not going to say it yet, but they'll need that first
Because
line.
you know what song I want to sing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's one song. Sergio will sing
Starts
one
with
song.
a C. Well, starts with an
But
S
he
and then a
can't.
C.
Don't jinx it.
No, I'm not
He can't
jinxing
say
it. I got okay.
till if they
zip it.
do it. Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. So hopefully it'll be on the Saturday night. Sergio with
Saturday.
another great song.
Saturday, Saturday night's all right.
All right, that was mostly Canadian. and
Saturday,
Sergio.
Saturday night's all right. Come on, get the lights here, everybody. Go! Just like in the old days, eh?
Tough for Peter though.
Sundays, no?
Peter's like, where did I show up?
I'm back on Crescent Street.
I gotta start drinking
1985. Yeah, start drinking again. Peter actually brought his entourage there. They were dancing away.
Yeah, he brings entourage. This guy's a big, he's a big deal.
The agent.
He
Yeah.
doesn't drive.
Bodyguard.
He's got bodyguards. He's got
The
a
whole
driver.
body-
Yeah,
Guards.
amazing.
Oh,
Living
man.
a good life.
So that was our Molson segment, Molson Canadian player of the game, Nick Suzuki, complete player, great game, the great captain, and like you did mention there, that was the big dagger to kind of break the backs of the Buffalo Sabres.
Yep.
Speaking of Buffalo, somebody here played for the Buffalo Sabres. How was it to play? You got traded to Buffalo. How did you get traded, and the why, and the reason we want to know, and how was it in Buffalo?
I have to be careful because it was difficult. Like I got traded, after being here 8 years. It was a bit of my fault because Serge was ready to still extend me, but
So he wanted to keep you a Canadian.
he did, yeah.
Okay.
And being young and naive, and I've seen a lot of my teammates from the first 8 years being gone, I thought it was time for me to also have a change. So Serge did me a favor and traded me to Buffalo.
Okay.
But I realized that it was a culture shock. You know what I mean? Montreal and Buffalo is two different cities. I mean, I loved it here. I loved the French-Canadian aspect here in Montreal. It was just like almost my second home, coming at a very young age here. So it was not easy. And going from
It's always hard to get traded your first time.
Yeah, it's very difficult. And
Yeah.
and especially when you're coming from organization like Canadians and you go into the old auditorium.
Oh.
There was a lot. It was a big of a change. So I did not enjoy Buffalo too much. And even when we had a good team, we have Alex Mogilny, Pat LaFontaine, and we did well the first couple of years. Sure enough, the year two. And my second season, I blew my ACL. So it was just like a rehab for 7-8 months. So I don't have a lot of great memories. So
Yeah.
go Habs, go.
But you did mention like the Buffalo. I mean, they're passionate fans.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
for sure. But I mean, if something goes wrong, they get down.
Oh yeah,
fairly
they
quickly.
straightforward. The loyalty is only as good as you play that shift, or So
Okay.
compared to the Canadians fans, I would say that the Canadians are knowledgeable hockey fans, and I'm not saying that people in Buffalo are not, but different crowd.
But
Yeah.
you went to Philly. They're not easy on you if you play bad.
Yeah, but Philly,
Philadelphia. But you had a good team, right?
I agree, but then Philly is also tough, but they a lot
Yeah.
more loyal. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like when you saw the game in Buffalo, and I don't want to be hated in Buffalo more than I am now. When you saw the team was not doing well, second half of the game, the people were gone. You know what I mean? That's not loyalty. So, but in Philly, it's tough, but different.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe because we had a better team.
Yes.
Maybe we were winning a lot more. That's
Well, winning
also
helps.
possible.
I mean, no matter where,
100%.
people always say, "Where's the best play?" Well, when you win, it makes life a lot easier. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is very interesting. People on the chat, I want you to listen to this one.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Svoboda, he saved almost Marty St. Louis' career in the sauna. Tell us about that story.
Well, I think Marty might remember that. Marty.
You guys played in Tampa Bay together.
Yes, I was in Tampa Bay for about a year and a half. It was a very young team run by Rick Dudley, and Steve Ludzik was our coach. And Marty was claimed by, I think he was waived by Calgary, and that's pick him up. And the first 10 days or 2 weeks, he did not get in the lineup. And I'm going after my shave. I go into the sauna and I see him sitting down, and then he's not happy, obviously. But I saw on Marty, I didn't know what kind of player he was because he was coming out of college, and I didn't know much about him. But I saw the skills and the talent already at the practice. And he started to mention something like, you know what, I'm getting fed up. This is not fun. I'm going to go to Europe and everything else. So I kind of, if I remember correctly, I was saying just hang in there because it's a matter of time for you. And we've talked with Rick Dudley actually about 4 days ago. He called me and we were talking about Marty. And so Marty, after that, when he got a chance, he just took it to another level and Hall of Fame career. And he's an amazing player, amazing guy.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, we got from Montreal. We got to thank Petr Svoboda.
That's the thing. I just wrote it. That's like the
but it's
butterfly
great.
effect.
It's great.
So if Petr Svoboda doesn't play with Martin St. Louis, he doesn't have the Hall of Fame career. He doesn't stick around. Might go to Europe, and he doesn't become the coach of Montreal Canadiens. And then I might be in the second round right now of the playoff, and all their young players are not doing this thing. And Lane Hudson's not Lane Hudson the way he should be. So I think we owe a big thank you to Petr Svoboda for saving the career. You had one other guy too that you saved his career. You mentioned.
Well, I did not save his career, but he would made a poor decision. It was Dominik Hasek.
Dominik Hasek, the Dominator. I play with him.
So then you got to thank him for that.
Yeah.
Because then he came
Actually,
to that city.
You're welcome.
It's my third ring. I don't have it here.
Was
But
that the first one or the third one?
it's the third.
one. Yeah,
the third
okay.
with Dominik. Go ahead. Tell us the story about Dominik Hasek.
Well, no, same thing. We were rooming together in the training camp, and he came out of from Chicago, was traded for Christian Rutu, and he was a second goalie in Buffalo as well because Grant Fuhr was there, And basically, he was telling me, "Listen, if I don't get starting position, I'm out. I'm going back." So I said to him, "Come on, man! Like you need to figure it out because once you go back, you never come back. You know what I mean?" And basically, he got lucky because Fuhr got hurt in the second game of the season. Then they put Dominik in, and
the rest is history.
The rest is history. I mean, he was fantastic.
Yeah, he was awesome. Again, he came to Detroit, and the reason why I'm going to say Detroit now, it's fine.
Yeah, last time.
Yeah, he came to the Motor City, and he came in just to go straight head to head against Patrick Roy. I mean, that was it, just for a psychological game against the Avalanche, because the Avalanche had their numbers too at a certain amount time, obviously. But he came in and he was great. But he was funny. Like you think the guy played 15 years in the NHL, you can actually speak some decent English, but no, not Dominic. Must see. What? Must see, get out of the way. But he was great. But he came from Buffalo getting 45, 50 shots a game.
Yeah.
He had maybe 22. He'd get bored and go skate in the corner and try to play the puck. Wasn't the greatest with the puck, but my God.
He'd like to come out. I remember
He did.
He'd do a little circle, a little 360.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest with the puck, but he challenged guys. So when guys had their head down, I think. I remember it was a Gabrick that went all the way over him, type of thing.
100%.
Like, oh my God!
I remember something happened this year. Whatever, one goalie came out and there was a big collision, and like my kids are all like and their friends are like 30 years old. They didn't. I said, I'm going to show you this one goalie that came out a lot, and there was a top 10 Dominik Hasek's challenges where he just knocked guys out because they had their head down, and they were pretty impressed.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, you're telling me to keep going.
No,
I thought you were telling me to stop talking. I get the wrong signal. Sorry.
People on the chat are saying Peter Sauna Savior. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
there we go.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's
These
funny.
guys are great. Which legend will come next? But how was it playing with Larry Robinson? Like, you were his partner for like, what, 5 years or so?
4 years, something like
Yeah.
that. It
How was that?
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Larry is one of the best people that's given. But the player he was and the mentor that he was to me, it's just it was incredible. Well, and he also has got a great sense of humor, so we had a lot of great laughs.
You did have a great sense of humor.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
Like
I
Bird.
joke around about Peter being always late.
Yes,
Right?
that's
okay.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so he lives at next to Leon.
Alexis
Not
Neon.
Leon, Neon Plaza,
Neon
right
Plaza.
across from the old Forum. And if the practice was at 11, like he just kind of just get there at 10:30, and they wanted you there at least an hour before. Whatever, he would be late, and he'd live across the street. So then he decides, because he's buddies with Larry, to go all the way to Hudson St. Lazare because Larry had horses and stuff. And I'm going, yeah, okay, Peter, you're going to go all the way out there. And now you're late. You live across the street. You're going to get sent to the minors.
Hudson is far from
Yeah,
downtown.
I know. You're gonna get sent to the minors. You're gonna be late. They're gonna send you. And then he buys a house there, and then he goes, oh. Hey, what would you say? Larry used to go to. He had practices off because he was older, and you had to drive
Well,
down.
yeah, because I didn't realize that when he brought me there it was in the summertime. So I said, "What a property! So it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Here.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then I didn't realize that I'm gonna have to go most of the time twice driving back and forth. You know what I mean? Larry was because he was already established superstar and everything else. He did not have to come sometimes for a morning skate before the game.
Yeah.
But as an 18, 19, 20-year-old, you were coming in. So, yeah, it was a lot of driving, and I realized that I made a mistake, But
You know, it's so funny because
but
Peter's not at the practice, and then he didn't have cell phones. Call his house. Is he awake yet? And they're making calls. The trainer's trying to call you.
No, that
and we were laughing.
Yeah,
we were
I know.
laughing. No,
But
it's okay.
I would do anything for friendship. So Larry really got me good. He goes,
Yeah.
"Come on, kid, you're gonna love it here."
Yeah,
it was a lot of driving.
Yeah, one time we had practice and we have a sheet but then after a game the coach will put on the board and I'll say the practice, but on the sheet it says noon. But then after the game, it was like maybe this is like exhibition. They put like 11 a.m. instead of noon. But on the sheet, it said, I'm a rookie. So I'm looking at the sheet. What time's practice tomorrow?
Noon. Yeah.
So I get there and I get a phone call from Barry Smith, the assistant coach. Where are you? Where are you? Well, I'm coming in for practice. It's at noon. No, it's at 11. You didn't wash the board. No, I washed the sheet. Like, that's what I want.
Exactly.
So then I get there, like I'm hurrying. I'm so nervous.
Especially
19
when you're
years
young.
old.
man.
Oh, my God.
19 years
My
old.
life's over.
Yeah, the skate
Yeah,
laces are cut. Everything was
100%.
cut.
Yeah.
Get on the ice like 3 minutes after everybody's banging their stick. Like, that's the worst feeling.
It is
in
the worst
world.
feeling,
It is.
yeah,
Oh, my
100%.
God. The guys ripped me for a while, that's for sure.
Remember I told you a story about Greg Cox about playing cards?
Go ahead.
On the thing. Okay, this is a Coxie story where I'm in St. Louis and we have a stretch where things aren't going so well. So they call a meeting at 10 o'clock, and it's the general manager's coming in, Ron Caron, and then I think the president's coming in. So it's not a good meeting when it goes up to management.
Yeah.
So they're going to give a shit. So it's a 10 o'clock meeting, and Coxie was always late. He was always just on time. And one of the guys goes, you know what? You should go pick up Coxie. Make sure he comes in there, because if he comes in late, they're going to send him to the minors. And for sure, because he was like a fourth line fighter, whatever.
Yeah.
He was gone. He was, and in those days, right? If you didn't have a one-way contract, a two-way, you're going down, right? They can send you down, no waivers, whatever. So let me go pick up Coxie. So I go to his place. He lived like 10 minutes from the rink. I go there around 8:45, whatever. It's in an apartment building. I go up the stairs, kind of a shady, kind of shady apartment building. I never went there. The door is a little bit open, so I open it up like, and I go like, Coxie, come on, let's go. We're gonna get to practice. I want to get him there, right? And the water's going. He goes, I'm in the shower, man. I'll be right out. So he's in the shower. I don't think Coxie's taking his time, you know. And, so I said, you know what? I'm going to go in the kitchen, right? A single guy's, open the fridge. You're afraid to look in there, check the milk, and see if everything is not outdated by like 2 months. Anyway, the milk looked good, so I said, I'm going to have breakfast. Did I tell you this story?
No.
So I'm going to have something to eat. The guy's in the shower.
You're always hungry, though.
I am.
Yeah.
I still am. So I grabbed the thing. There's like a cornflakes box. Okay, so I
Make
get a
himself
bowl.
Eggs Benedict.
No.
Sergio.
I'm pulling out the thing there. I'm pouring it. Then I go, okay, I got the cornflakes. I get the milk. I'm ready to pour the milk, and I'm like, that's not cornflakes. It's weed. It's weed. I go, Coxie, what the fuck is in here? He goes,
That was not legal at the time, was it?
It was like, and I go, Coxie, what the hell? He goes, what's wrong? He goes, I want to have some cornflakes. What the hell's in here? He goes, man, you found my weed, man. That's where I stashed it. Okay, let's go. We're going to be late. I said, enough of this stuff.
That's what happens when you have a two-way contract, you know what I mean? You need to sell stuff.
God bless Coxie. Coxie, hello.
I love stories. 98 Olympics. You guys win gold. You scored the goal, game-winning goal, 1-0 game, right, against the Russians. How was that feeling?
yeah, the Russians.
And like to be, I mean, you were the rock star then, right? Like
Yeah, but for a day.
for a day. Tell
Maybe a
us the
couple
story
of
about
days.
scoring the goal, then coming back home with the giant parade and everybody at the airport.
No,
and
it was
everything.
amazing. You know, like it was just like it was funny when I scored a goal and it's 1-0 against Russia. You know, what I mean, you defect in about 15 years prior that. Everything reflects. It's just basically like the whole circle came
Yeah, it comes
together.
back, yeah.
You know, like there was the momentum and having my dad in the stands and everything else, and we had no idea how big it was back in Czech Republic because we were coming just out of the communist aspect of the democracy was there and the country needed a bit of a jolt. And when we came back and after the game, like honestly, I will never experience, or very few people experience something like this, because out of 10 million people in Czech Republic, we had about 4.5 million waiting for us. It was like an ocean wave of, it was incredible. So that was a great memory. And it was also thanks to your buddy Hasek, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Must see.
He
saw
saw.
everything. Yeah, exactly. He saw a lot of different things.
That's a great feeling. That's a great feeling. And
Great
actually,
story.
I thought Slav, he's played well too for Slovakia, for his home country, and like the playoffs, starting off these playoffs with 3 goals in the first game, like you knew it. Then he got humbled a bit with that big hit, and then the fight and everything. But 3 assists again tonight.
Yeah.
So let's go to our segment Bet 365.
Are you tired of waiting for the end of the game to get paid? Ready to move on to the next puck drop? That's why Bet365, an official partner of the NHL, has 3-goal early payout. If the team you're riding goes up 3 goals at any point in the game, they'll pay your bet out early. Hockey moves fast, and now with 3-goal early payout, there's one less thing you have to wait around for. Bet365, don't forget to download the app and see what early payouts all about. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly.
Here we go. The Game 6, the Sabres 2.25 and the Canadiens 1.66. Canadiens are favorite. Big Mo, who do you got winning? We know who you got winning.
But you want to know the score, right?
I want to know the score.
I don't know. The score, man.
Yeah.
But they're winning.
They're winning, they're
They're-
clinching,
they're
and you're
clinching.
singing on Saturday night?
Saturday night. Wouldn't it
Just
be
like
nice?
way back when on Crescent
Just
Street?
way back when.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to sing.
What's the score?
the score? What's the score? 4-1.
4-1.
I don't know. 4-1.
Who scores?
Even that you want to know?
Yeah.
Ask Peter.
I will.
He gets
I'm,
all
I'm
the-
talking
he
to you.
knows all the answers.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I'm going with
Caulfield's
it.
going to score
Caulfield's
again.
going to score
Demidov's
again?
going to score again.
Demidov again?
Let
Wow.
me see. Dano off a skate. And then... and then an empty netter.
Yeah.
You pick the empty netter.
Okay.
I don't know. But I listen.
4-1 win. The
we-
Canadians, they
we-
clinch, and then they move
We said
on.
in 6. I said in 6.
You did say in
So this
6.
is it.
Okay, Peter, who do you got winning that game?
Oh, Canadians.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who scores? What's the score?
5-3.
5-3. You've been good in these playoffs. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
The entourage says yes.
The entourage says yes. I've been hot last.
If they win
games,
and it's 5-3, you're coming back for the next round.
Yes,
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely,
That's right.
absolutely.
Yeah, because you're going to be the good luck.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
he got an albatross this year too, huh? Golfing, like he's a golfer. Plays the driver off the deck, 265 yards.
Something like
entourage.
that.
Yeah.
It's driver.
driver.
I'll put down a 2.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I played my first game the other day, Mo. I played my first game on Monday. Got a couple birdies, a couple
Nice.
bogeys. Yeah, no, I played all
that's
right.
good. Yeah.
Played a
Well-
solid game of pickleball today. Our pickleball game is good. David
It has to
Savard.
be nice to have 2 Stanley Cup rings, 1 at home.
Yeah.
Having a birdie every other hole.
Well, it's like that.
nice.
There's 3 Stanley
I'm
Cups,
jealous.
right? It's all
Yeah.
over the place. So I
Yeah.
carry
Good
the
for
gear
you.
too. Yes.
Good
Yes.
for you, man.
Just for the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's time. So I think myself that I said the Canadians in 7, but I believe in 6 now. They have to win Saturday.
Yeah.
You
clinch
don't
it
want to
there.
go back to game
You don't
7.
want to go back.
You never know what happens.
There's
in
a
game
few
7.
things that do concern me,
Yeah.
obviously. I think the start. I mean, Buffalo always scores in the first 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So they need a better start, that's for sure. And at the same time, these turnovers, like early, they have the puck and they don't clear it. And it stays in the zone, and the other team gets momentum. Buffalo scored, and Dobesh was shaky at first. So I think, do you think that's settled? Dobesh will be stellar in Game 6.
I think he settled it after he got out of that first.
After La Look,
After the look.
the Marty St. Louis look.
And I think he knows too. He knows.
Letowski?
I can't let another softie in.
No.
He knows.
Yeah.
And that's it. He was the wall after that.
I think he finished 4th in rookie voting too. Also, Dobesh.
Yeah.
He played solid down the stretch. So I believe in Dobesh too. I think the Canadians will clinch on Saturday. But anyways, we'll be there next Saturday. For sure, 8:00 game. I mean, we're going to bed late, but
Yeah.
we're used to that on a Saturday night, right, fellas? You
Yes,
too.
we are.
You got some late Saturday
Well, that was
night.
a long time ago.
It was.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
We're just
I go to bed early
reminiscing.
now.
Before the game.
Did have a nap today.
Yeah, good point. Simon had a good point. Like Schaefer won the Rookie of the Year, and it's the first time since Solani, when he scored those 76 goals, he got all first place votes.
Yeah.
Demidov finished second, but I mean Schaefer doesn't.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
believe Schaefer deserves to win that one, right?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it was a year that Deminov had a great year, but this Mathieu Schaefer had a special year. So,
Yeah.
but as a defenseman, when you score 23 goals, it gets one-sided.
It's insane.
Yeah.
He's a great player.
Yeah, no, he is. That's for sure. And the other thing was Sinecki off in Anaheim. Like he's got 5 goals, I think, in the playoffs. So I was looking at Demidov. Goals. Sinecki 5 goals. Like he's played well. But now Demigod, he's back. He's in. He's got the monkey off his back. He's going to score again. You said he's going to score again. Caulfield scores 5-on-5. I mean, I think everything is pointing for the Canadians to finally move on, go to the conference final on Saturday night. Gentlemen, Petr Svoboda, it was awesome having you here. We
Thank you
enjoyed
for
the
having
insight.
me. It was
Everyone in
wonderful.
the chat is like, you're the ace tonight. Petr Svoboda.
All right.
He's the ace
Awesome.
tonight.
Awesome.
People are missing Momesso, but you got the sauce and everything selling everywhere.
Yeah.
All the IGAs and
I
stuff.
had it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Volcano is my favorite.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have here in
By
the
far.
fridge.
Yes,
So,
we do.
There it is.
There it is. Look at that picture.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Look at
that's-
that fellow.
Peter, that's before I cut sugar.
Yeah, that's the same here.
Oh, there it is. A little charcuterie board.
Oh, my
Look
God.
at that, yeah.
There you go.
Well, so guys, go
That'll
to
be here the
IGA.
next round,
They're all
guys.
over the place, right?
Yep.
They're all over.
They're everywhere.
Yes.
Montreal, Laval, up north, Eastern
You
Townships.
were working today because I came in. You were taking a nap. I came in. I took a nap too.
I was picking up Peter. I was going to the Atwater Market for delivery. Then he calls me and goes, I got a lift. I got a driver. I got a...
No, he asked me if I want to go for dinner, and with cutting sugar, I've got no time for that.
No time.
Well,
no booze,
dinner.
no sugar.
We were going
Good
to
for
go
you. I'm
like,
the same way.
nothing fancy.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like my non-alcoholic beers, though. Once in a while, it's good to have it. You feel like a man again.
Yeah.
So, very nice to see Peter. Saturday. Everybody's pumped. Everybody's pumped on the chat.
Let's go.
Thank you so much. Hockey with an accent. We'll see you next Saturday. Petr Svoboda, Sergio, you're coming back?
Yes.
You're coming back Saturday. Sergio's going to sing. Sergio is going to sing if the Canadians win. They will win on Saturday. Stamp it, mark it. The Canadians win. Thank you so much. We'll see you Saturday.
Hockey with an Accent was presented by Molson.